Interesting, interesting. So I guess you want to take a look at that game, or is there a different game you want to see?
Game one is the game I would look at.
All right. So what would you say your strengths and weaknesses are? I guess.
My strengths
Mm-hmm.
is once I get fed, I really push everything. Like when I see the enemy does a mistake, I punish them.
Okay.
My problem is winning the lane.
Oh, interesting. Interesting, interesting. I'm sure we will see plenty of laning today then.
Yeah.
But yeah, the symptoms you're describing in terms of, doing really well but still losing, tends to be something along the lines of like team fighting gone wrong. Like we're strong, but then when fights come along, somehow we get caught. Is usually how it goes, right?
Yeah, I feel like when we are fighting, I do like 99%, and my team just doesn't do anything. The tanks stand behind me. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I sometimes fight 45s. That's a big problem.
Yeah. 45 is definitely
Yeah,
gonna make you lose no matter how well you're doing, right?
yeah,
This is interesting though. Let's talk about this. So you say that laning can be getting an advantage in lane is kind of our issue, I guess, is what we
yeah.
think, right? Um, so when you play Xayah Khan, I guess this is kind of specific, but this lane always wins level one, right?
Yeah,
Would you
that's
agree
right.
with me?
Yes.
So if we know that, then if they go for a minion, you should just try to all in as fast as possible, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Rakan has to start engage and hit his catch before I.
You can actually go before he does because you're going to outtrade them, right?
Okay.
By with
So
pressing W by yourself, right? He
yeah,
doesn't necessarily have to land it first. Have you seen Rakan misses W and you still kill them? That's what happens. Is that it's all the damage, right?
okay.
Um, the reason why it's so strong is because it's just like one shot essentially, right?
But
But we're not kind of in position to do that.
yeah, but like, can I walk past the minions?
Of course, of course. Well, the Zyra Khan is so strong. Like, think about it this way: if you can hit them, you kill them.
Like here
Level
right
one.
now, I can.
Yeah, right here. You can run into these minions. You can aim Zyra. You can go around. Can you
Yeah.
see my cursor, by the way?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So you can go around like this, right?
Yeah.
Or you can even go down like this. But this is probably better. You just want to kill someone right here. You can one shot. You can one shot Zyra, or at least take away like 80% of her health, right? That's
Yes.
kind of the idea. But that's just Zyra Khan specific. So I wouldn't really focus on that too much. It's just something good to know, right? How to use your lane strengths, because I think we're losing a lane that should be really strong at level one.
Yes.
It's actually like the strongest lane at level one, right? So that might be something to look at, right? Is looking at the lane matchup and seeing what should I be doing. Um,
So sometimes I feel like my support has to engage before I walk up. Um, I don't know if that's a problem. So I can really start to engage when I play Zyra Khan.
yes. It's just Xayah though. Not like with other champions, you're playing like with a Blitzcrank or a Thresh, you want them to go first, right?
Okay.
When you're
Yeah.
playing like Xayah Khan, you can definitely go first. Oh, you can get him. Oh, maybe not. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sure, that's fine. Couldn't find it, whatever. So I guess we are going to slow push this or push this. Probably slow push this makes the most sense.
Yeah. So my thoughts were they had no flash, and I wanted my support to flash engage on any one of
Zyra?
them.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You want to kill the Zyra.
basically anyone. We can basically kill them both, but I don't know. He hesitated too much. I playing dual queue with him.
So the idea is that if you want them to do something and you
Yeah,
don't know if they're gonna do it, you should ping like once or twice,
yeah.
like
But
like ping Zyra or something.
I'm in Discord with
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
yeah,
Yeah, you wanna tell him. Yeah, we can kill this guy if you knock him up or something like that. So if you can't find it, then there's nothing you can do, right? If you can't find it, there's not much you can do then. Um, oh wow, there. Is this Olaf just sitting in the bush?
yeah.
Interesting. 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 Oh, stop his back. Oh my god, that's too. That's too. Oh, he's still basing there. That's interesting. Uh, Okay. So what's the idea behind? What does your lane matchup want to do? What does their lane matchup want to do?
Catch all in, and they want to poke and trade with Jin's fourth shot.
Well, they also have
Kind of with Xayah.
Oh, they have a main category because both of them are in this category.
Yeah, catch with
right. The catch, right? Because they both have catch.
Yes.
If they get someone, it's gonna look really bad, right? You're right about the trade with Jin's 4-shot, but honestly, nowadays I would more focus on the support. What's it called? Matchup, right? Oh, here we go. This is free. 1-shot, baby. Oh, perfect follow-up. I think you need to get out, though. Okay, fine. That's fine. Good enough. We'll say that was really good. That was really good luck, right? So, we're looking for that for a long time, and it didn't come to now. Okay, hold on. What's wrong with this?
I don't know where their jungler is, and I want to push the lane before I back.
Right. So, can you push his lane without dying?
Probably not. If the jungler walks up, I'm dead.
Right, you have no HP. So
yes.
I think that this is
This is way too risky. It went good.
Right.
But yeah.
I actually did this yesterday where I was like, yo, Rengar is gonna kill me, but I really want to push this wave. Yeah. So guess what happened? Rengar killed my ass, and then he went to kill mid, and then it was just like, all right, well, that was my fault, right? So the idea is that it's really hard to train this, but if you know something is bad, like, you can't do it, because if you get punished, it's so bad. Like, if you get punished, you lose Inferno Dragon, right? How bad is that?
That's really bad. Yeah.
Right, is it worth trying to get these 6 minions that you probably won't even get to push in anyways, because Jin's gonna freeze it, right? So it's like, there's no way you can do this, right? So this is one thing you should definitely look out for. And this kind of, it's like everyone at every rank will have this problem, right? So it's definitely not just you. But the reason why this is really important is because it's not just like pushing and stuff, but it applies to essentially like everything. Like, oh, you want a tunnel vision trying to chase someone, or XYZ, you know it's bad, but you really want to do it anyways, right? You really shouldn't, right?
Yeah,
so even
like we killed Xayah, and he was alone, and yeah, I had to push. Basically.
It was a really good catch, but honestly, you guys should all be dead here, right?
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have died here. So it was like really scary, right? What if Olaf gets these kills and it's like, oh, game could be really dicey. Oh yeah, he was like down here too. I don't know what he was doing. He probably went topside or something, but I think that was really risky, and you shouldn't do it if they have a way to stop you. That's the idea, is that if there's a way to stop you, don't do it, right?
So basically, even if we kill someone, we should back off when their jungler could be, but...
Right, okay, so here's the idea. Okay, so let's back it up to here. This is very good, right here, sure. We got the kill. Sure, we used flash because we stayed a little bit too long, but I think it's fine. And then you want to clear this. I think that's acceptable. And then here, right? Once something important happens, right? So when I say something important, I mean like someone's dying, or you see multiple people top, whatever. Whenever an event happens, right? You ask yourself, what can I get here? That's safe. Like, what's the best thing I can get without getting punished is the idea, right? So sometimes it'll be Baron. You ace them, and then you can get Baron because they can't stop you, right? Sometimes it's like just a jungle camp because there's literally nothing around you after you want to fight. And sometimes you just have to base, right? So in this case, what is the best thing we can get here without getting punished? Right. And we know this because our options are like, oh, push, base, and then like, that's about it, right? Check dragon. I don't know. That doesn't seem very good. So out of those options, you get punished because you have no HP. So you have to base, right? That's kind of how you figure it out. Is whenever something happens, like this is the same thing too, right? Whenever you guys kill this guy, and then you say, oh, what's the best thing I can get here? The best thing you can get is to get out, right? Yeah. I need to leave. So that's pretty much what you guys do, right? So and then it's like, oh, now you base, right? But it should have based definitely earlier, right? And not having enough HP is like, you're gonna get one shot by the jungler or support or something, right?
Yes.
So yeah, let's say your Kha'Zix was hiding in this bush when you did that, then that would be acceptable because we're baiting Olaf, right? Then it's different, right? The idea is the best thing we can get is to try and bait Olaf, right? But we didn't have Kha'Zix down here, so it wasn't. It was like super dicey. What's going on here? Oh my! You're just gonna kill this guy because he missed, right? That's free. Very nice. You can even keep going, but too many minions. Sure, that's fine. Very nice, very nice. So it's very clear that you know you guys want to all in. It's just a level 1 thing that was kind of weird, right?
Yes.
For level 1, just know that if you're playing Xayah, this is actually last patch, so I don't know if this is true this patch, but last patch you will always win level 1 if you press W. If you press W.
Kind of weak now, I guess.
Yeah, I have no idea, because it's only been a few days, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the general idea. Oh, you're gonna kill this guy if he stays. I hope. What? Oh, okay, miss. I think you guys can just one-shot them.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just gonna kill him anyways. Very nice, very nice. Well played. Oh, okay. This might be a little bit awkward. He stayed a little. Oh, very nice. Okay, good. All right, so let's fast forward a bit. Okay, what's going on here actually? Hold on. Oh, you leaving because Olaf is here? Okay, that's fine. I think he needs you to jump. Oh, run, boys. Oh, he's dead. I think you needed to just oh, you might actually turn this. There's no way without mana though. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you're dying. Oh, you're dead. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god. Where's the Jin ulti? Oh, he doesn't have 6. Okay, you guys got away. Good. It's still the same concept though. You know what I'm saying? Where let's back it up to here. You guys get a double kill somewhere here, or you get 1 kill, right? And then you say, what's the best thing we can get? We can push, right? And then once you push, you ask yourself the same thing. What's the best thing we can get? Some tower damage. And then you got a base, right? Or you can fake base in a bush and then camp it. Or you can base right now. You know, there's several options, but essentially, you just pick the option that can't be punished. I think this one's taking a little too long.
Yeah,
right?
I tried to take the next wave before I bait.
Right. Cutting it close, but you gotta run, right? Yeah. So, fast forward. Everything's really good so far. I think the lack of CS is due to a lot of fighting 24/7. So I wouldn't worry about it too much because you're still getting the money you need, right? Okay, let's see what's going on here. You can just ulti away from all out. Or you're gonna kill this guy too. You can even flash out if you want to.
Yeah, but
oh, I think flash the wrong.
yeah, I should flash up.
Probably like try and flash a wall or something. So the idea is if someone's chasing you and you need to flash out, you like run along a wall and flash over so they can't follow, right? But I think that I see what you're trying to do, right? You want to like dive, but I think the execution, I think it was doable, but the execution kind of went wrong, right? So I don't know what to say about that except make your plan cleaner, right? So in terms of like, if you want to talk about mechanics, right? So the decision making is like, oh, we can dive and get out, right? You can say whatever reason you have, you can conclude that. Okay, and then it's now the planning stage where you need to plan out your mechanics, right? So I think that we just, I don't know. I guess maybe do we even know Olaf is here, or did you think that we could win even with Olaf here?
Yeah, I had my ult up, so I thought that I can just flash out, and yeah, but I didn't think his ult can, be unstoppable.
Right. So this is interesting because obviously this is not the best outcome, right? And the reason why is if you look at this picture, what's the best thing we can get right now?
The tower or dragon. So I pinged. I want to do the dragon, but I thought I can just dive her, get the tower, and then the dragon.
It's kind of hard to talk about this because there's a lot of things going on here. Okay, so so you said that you wanted to take the tower, dive, and then get the dragon, but that takes like a lot of time. Essentially, you only really have time to do one thing. It's kind of the idea. When the respawn timers are very short, like right now, right? You don't have time to do everything, so you should always just pick one and do it, right? So if you wanted to dive and then get a tower, you should. That's the plan. If you want to push and then do dragon, that's the plan, right? But you can't do multiple things at once. That's kind of how things go wrong, right? So let's say.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
I think I should get the dragon because the tower, we can get the tower anytime, and Xayah, yeah, 1 kill more, it doesn't really matter. So
I agree.
The dragon is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's Infernal Dragon too, right? So that would be a factor in our decision making. But let's say we wanted to take dive and take the tower, right? And let's say the dragon was like Cloud or something. People don't care, whatever. I don't know.
Yes.
So when you want to do this dive, you need to ask yourself, what do I need to dodge to win?
Yes.
So what do you need to dodge in this case?
Her root.
Okay, and then how are you gonna dodge it?
With my ult or flash.
Okay, that's perfect, right? So then the next step is, okay, now that you've set a condition in terms of if she uses root, I use my ulti. And then the next step is, how do you do damage to her?
With my W.
That's it. That's easy. So you press W, you auto attack. She presses E, you R, you win, right? So if we watch this sequence of events, what do we not do right? I guess, or what could we have done better?
I should flash immediately on the other side so I don't get the tower aggro. If I flash left.
Well, what happened to our plan? I guess that we came up now. What's different? What happened that's different from what we wanted?
I got rooted.
Right. So we got the W part down, but the root made it so that this took too long. Yes. And then not using our ulti made it so that we took a bunch of tower shots, right? So you see that when you want to make a mechanical play, you should plan out your moves, right? Yes. So like if we're back here and you say, oh, I think I should not have to waste flash or ulti, that's not necessarily the correct line of thinking. It should be, how do I make this play work no matter what, right? That's what you want, because if something goes wrong and you tried to save flash or ulti, this is the end result 9 times out of 10, right? Is that something went wrong and then you ended up using both and we still died, right? So it happens to everyone. It happens to me too, right? So the idea is that when you want to make a mechanical play happen, if you find a way to do it, like you said, use your ulti and use your flash, do not hesitate to use those resources.
Yes.
Right? If you can, it's true that you can find a better way to do this, right? Say if this was like Deft or something, you would press W, auto attack once, and sidestep the root, right? So that in that way he could save his ulti and his flash. But the idea is that we don't need a perfect play. We just need one that works.
Yes.
Because if we don't execute one that works, it'll blow up in our face, right? So if you want to make a mechanical play like that, like any kind of dive, any kind of even fight, right? You need to plan out your moves. Like, how do I have to dodge XYZ ability, or you should consider this plan bust. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the fallout. I don't even know what's going on anymore, right? But we lost control of the game. Like pretty much the game was going exactly how we wanted, and then because of that one thing, things are kind of no one has any idea what's going on anymore, right? It's just like, oh, everyone's just dying on our team, so that's kind of awkward. So yeah, definitely when you're fighting and it's not like a 100% fight, you have to make sure you know what you're dodging, right? And how you're gonna dodge it, right? Yeah. How do you mechanically plan out your moves, right? So it's obvious that you know how to do your damage. I think the focus is for you to how do you dodge XYZ ability, like here, right? The focus should be dodge first, attack later, right? Yeah. Because if you get hit, you can't do any damage, right? So it's just like you can't do anything. So the first step is always pretend to attack and then always dodge, right? That's always what everyone the best players do, is that they always dodge first, because then it's just like, oh, this is kind of awkward, right? Nothing you can do at this point. You actually almost killed him, but let's watch this.
Yeah, two seconds for my ult.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see him coming.
Okay, so there are a few things we can talk about here. So the main one is this fight, right? You want to all in, but okay, let's talk about it. Pretend this is a 2v2. Okay, we're gonna take a look at this portion first. What could we do better here, I guess?
Hit my root and don't waste my W until my Rakan ults in.
Right. So you got it right. Essentially, that our abilities essentially did nothing, right?
Yeah, he
that
had, basically a free charm route, and I could have followed up instead of trying to route her by myself.
exactly right? You could just walk up and then press W when she gets charmed, right? So you already know is that
Yes.
You need to not miss. Okay, so that's the 2v2 mechanical part, right? So in terms of mechanics, don't miss your abilities, don't get hit. But the don't get hit part is important. So here comes the macro part that tells you that tells you danger signs, right? So let's say if you look at the map, who's missing?
The jungler and top laner.
Right. So let's say, for arguments, let's make it easier and say top laner has no TP for whatever reason, right? Yeah. So let's say the jungler is here. Where can the jungler be right now?
In the brush bottom.
Right here, right? This one?
Yeah, and the other one.
And try bush, right?
Yes.
Right. So if he's here and she rooted you, what happens?
I'm dead.
All right. So yeah, exactly, right? So the idea is that if your jungler is on the other side of the map, you should pretend that you're 2v3, right? Yeah. So Kha'Zix is top. Let's say, what if Kha'Zix is with you? Then you can maybe do something like this, because 3v3, yes. Right? But even if it's 3v3, you'd still lose because no value and you got one shot, right? Yeah. So the idea is, we need to look at kind of these two parts, is that you have to know this is a 2v3. So if you want to all in, it has to go right now, and then you got to leave, or you don't want this fight.
Right.
Right. Those are your options, right? So the fact that we kind of continue tells us we didn't know it was a 2v3, right? Or this 2v2 wasn't actually going to work because we missed our stuff, right? So the way to fix this is the first step is just I guess make your mechanics clean, right? That's always hard, but you need to have clean mechanics. Otherwise, things you should win, you don't win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the way to do that is just make sure you hold on to your abilities, right? Make sure you don't miss, right? It's better to not use it than it is to miss, right? Because what happens if we don't use anything? Then we could actually kill off, I think, right?
That's right, yeah.
Right? Let's say we had our W here, and then we had heal, and we had a Q. That's like 1,000. That's like a bunch of feathers right here. Yeah. So remember how it was like so close? I think that would have made a difference, right? It was pretty close. And if we had more HP, of course, but it's always better to not use it than it is to use it miss, right? This is not a problem with just you. This happens at pretty much any rank, right? Is that most people just throw out their abilities. So I think that's one thing you can work on at this level, is that if you can make sure every ability you use is good, you're gonna win every fight, essentially. Yes. Like you were winning every fight because you hit everything, right? And then you can even win 2v3s since you're so strong. But that's kind of the first idea, is the mechanics section. And the second idea is just the jungler's here. So if you knew that, then that's good. But if you didn't, you should always check the map before you want to do something, right?
Yeah.
Is the idea. So they're actually gonna take your tower first, which is kind of awkward, because we were winning lane super hard. But still should be fine, right? It shouldn't be that big of a problem. So sure, you guys want to push. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Does mid lane dying affect your decisions in any way?
Kinda, because I don't see their mid laner and mine is missing as a dead.
I agree, right? So I think, you know, the next question is, do you hit this tower?
Maybe not, unless I can outplay a 2v3.
Right, I'm not sure either. So I would err on the side of caution, right? Because you're trying to hit this tower. Let's say she saved her root, right? You actually can't hit this tower. The reason being is because you have to dive her, or she's gonna throw your root when you're trying to hit the tower.
Yeah.
Right. And what happens if you dive her and there are 3-4 people here?
Yeah, I was like, I don't try to dive anymore. I just take the tower and back off. If I see Morgana coming, I just back off.
Right. But the danger here is that it's good. You can hit it after she roots, but what if she saved her root?
So I saved my ult for that.
Okay. Then I think we would lose our ulti.
Yeah.
You know, for her root, right? So it seems the idea is kind of we want to see if we can bait it out, but I think she just uses it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just be very cautious when you're not sure is 100%. You know what I'm saying? I think these guys are like really slow on the uptake, but you know, they could all be like around this corner or something like that. And that's always
So,
like.
I wanted to back here, then I saw my Kha'Zix on the side counter jungling, so I stayed for the next wave.
Yep, he got a kill, right? So does this? So we need to update what our plan is, right? So we were gonna base, and I think that was fine, right? Or you could take Krugs, but he killed someone. So what does that mean for this bot side of the map?
So we can push.
Yeah, we can push.
We can push.
Right, we can push. We can even dive. Is a very good option, right? Rakanna's his ulti, so you guys gonna one shot him. So it's gonna be a 3v3 or it's gonna be a 2v3, right? So let's.
I don't saw Morgana here, so I wanted to back after the wave, but my Rakan engaged actually.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I got his flash, so he can leave. Wait, where is he going?
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know why.
He's just dead. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know. Okay, that's not your fault, right? So this is good that you want to push, right? Okay, so the idea is that they know their Xayah's dead, so they have to come defend, right?
Yeah.
So when you see Morgana, you guys leave and Anivia pushes mid and you guys win, right? That's a win. You can look to dive, but if it doesn't work, you gotta leave. So it's good that you leave. That's not this is all him, right? There's nothing to do with you. So you did okay here. You don't worry about that. He just killed himself. In fact, you should just 100% leave, right? Don't even try and hit anyone, right? Because this is a disaster, right? Everyone needs to leave or you're all gonna die. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think it was a good idea to push. Try and push. Wait, okay, what's going on here? I guess Sion wants to stay top.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I have actually many problems when I take the bot tower and want to go top, and the top laner stays top, and then I lose my bot lane tower because I went top and he stays there.
So here, ideally, where do you want to go in terms of lane assignments?
Maybe mid lane, but Morgana has pretty good wave clear, so I thought.
Wait, why do you want to go mid?
To take the tower.
How do you hit the tower when Morgana presses W?
Yeah, I can't. Maybe because take the Rift Herald?
Okay, yes, proximity to Rift Herald is a very good reason.
Yeah.
But let's say, who is better in a side lane, you or Anivia? Or let's say who's better mid lane, you or Anivia?
Anivia.
So mid is out of the question, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the other lane? Top.
Top lane. Yeah, I kind of wanted to go top by but this Sion just doesn't move at all.
Well, the thing is, I think you say you want to do XYZ a lot, but your teammates have no idea, right? Yes. So you should ping, you know, I'm coming to your lane, and then tell them to go bot.
Yeah,
right?
I have some games where I just ping and type, hey, go bot lane please, and then I went top and he didn't listen. He stayed top with me, and we lose the bot tower out of it.
So what happens is that if you guys go top and you say your top laner doesn't want to base for whatever reason, then you can gank his lane, right? You can dive his lane, right? And then it's like 5v3 topside, so that's fine too. Oh Jesus! And then you can get Rift Herald after that, right? So there's always, even if they don't immediately swap lanes, you can use the man advantage, you know, in however way, right? So going through this top bush is a common gank this lane strategy, you know what I'm saying? They're fighting in the middle of the lane, you come out, boom, you kill this guy, you take tower, you take Rift. It's fine, but definitely go, I think you should look to go top for sure, right? Because there's not much to accomplish bot, essentially. What's going on here? He just dies, whatever. If you guys are gonna lose mid, you can't really stop that, so you just push bot. I think that's fine. You run mid now. They have more people than you. You don't want to look for this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He ran into the bush, and I don't know how many people are there.
Oh, he's
yeah.
So this is just this is a common trend going on here, right? Which is you guys try and fight when they have more people,
yeah,
right?
I actually knew that I don't know where all of them are, so I backed off. But he tried to run in there and ward or something.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Do you think I should tell him?
Yeah, you should just spam backping. You just say we don't want this, right? For whatever reason, you say you don't want this, right? If your job is to, this is what you want, right? You want consistency, right? So your job is you're gonna go farm away, and then you fight if you know this is gonna work, right? If you don't know it's gonna work, you play slow until you know it works or it doesn't work, right? And then in that case, you ping forward or you ping back, right? But that's the kind of idea, is that if they're doing something stupid, you just go back to farm, right? And it's good that what you're doing is good. What you're doing, right? You're not the ones initiating these 4v5, so that's good, right? Sure, take Krugs. I think you definitely want to be on the top side of the map, though. Oh, baby, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Let's watch this again, actually. Very nice. You just 100% focus Olaf, I guess.
Yeah.
Look at these feathers. Hell yeah. Very nice. Well played. Nice kiting. Push, 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 right? Something happens. What's the best we can get? We can push another wave, right? The jungler's dead. Yes. Sure, you can bait. Ooh, is there anything better we can get here?
We could... No, actually, I don't know where their jungler, their top laner is, and their support. So I actually pinged maybe they are in this brush hiding. So I didn't want to step up.
So if I were you, I would look to go mid.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Why?
Actually, yeah.
Why would I say that?
We have a man advantage because Olaf is dead.
Right, and
somebody has to hold bot.
Right, your team is trying to do something too, right?
Yes.
So it looks like it could go well. But I think basing is not the worst option either. It's just that whenever people say a game is situational, this is kind of an example. Is that some things are many things are going on at the same time, so we have to like look at the map and ask ourselves what's our best option, you know, at any given time. So I think something was going on mid. At the very least, I think you should take a look at the map, take a look at mid to see what's going on.
Yes.
Right, because we know that their jungler died, but maybe Xayah doesn't have TP, so I'm not sure. Wait, hold up, let's watch this.
Yeah, I saw Olaf in mid lane and he ran down bot side, so I thought maybe he tries to solo dragon, so I went to check it.
Nice, good call, good call. He just straight up dies.
Yeah.
Very nice. Get dragon, push mid. Okay, good. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, that's really awkward. You should die here. But you actually might kill this guy.
Yeah.
Imagine if he didn't walk back into your E. That would be that could be really awkward. So the obvious thing we can say about this is like, oh, look at your map, but that's not. It's not exactly what I would tell you because you have more people than them. Yeah. When you see all these people top, this is the idea of can the people missing one shot you? I think is kind of an idea, right? You always have to be super paranoid about that, right? I think it's just I think it's unlucky. But you know, we get away with it. I wouldn't worry about it too much unless it happens a lot. But then yeah, definitely look at your map, right? When you this is the idea is that no matter what happens, you know, you have more people, you have less people. If you want to push this, ask yourself how can they stop me? Like what is the worst possible case, right? Maybe it could be Xayah Morgana flashing over or something like that, right?
So I improved that a lot. So sometimes I just think like they are all missing. I don't know. We should back off. So but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I just push.
So sometimes just push. Right. You have to be paranoid in this game, right? Because every time you die is something like this would be a mistake, right? Yeah. And minimizing mistakes is kind of how we win in solo queue, because everyone else is gonna do some stupid stuff, and then you're gonna win by them feeding, right? Yes. So, oh boy, all right. If you can one-shot him, it could be okay. Oh, okay, this is gonna be dicey, isn't it? Okay, you got him at least. Oh, press E.
Yeah.
You guys are all dead, aren't you? Right. So let's talk about this. The reason why we thought it was dicey was why?
Because we catch Morgana and almost one shot. Yeah.
Right. So okay. So let's talk about this. What idea are we breaking? What rule are we breaking when we do this?
Yeah, it's basically a 2v5.
All right, or a 3v5. I would say Kha'Zix counts. Right.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So we're breaking the rule of man advantage. So what's the exception of man advantage? What's the exception of that rule?
Both of them.
Agreed. You can one shot someone. You can break this rule. So when you're doing this, is it one shot?
It's almost a one shot.
Right. So almost doesn't count though, right?
Yeah.
So what's the next step here?
Back off.
Right. You gotta leave. You leave, right? And then.
Just leave.
Exactly, right? You gotta leave, right? So the fact that we don't leave shows that that's the mistake, right? We just press E and we're out, and then you want to leave because they have 5 people. So of course you lose this, even though you guys got the Morgana. You guys are 100% gonna lose this, right?
Yeah.
So that's the idea. Is you know the what we're talking about, like the rules, the exceptions, etc. Now it's just make it clean.
I was like, I will outplay these scrubs.
I
don't know.
Right. That's always this is how we lose, is when we do something like this and then it goes wrong, and now the game is stalled. Right. Yeah. So even though you guys should win late game, should be winning, it's like if you keep dying, can't win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because your team is already doing poorly. Of course they're gonna keep doing poorly. He's gonna die. They're gonna lose mid. I don't know. Oh, you actually are losing. You're actually losing Baron, right? Yeah. So every time we die to some kind of weird mistake, then you should consider that a throw, right? In my opinion. Anything like dying to lane, anything like overextending, trying to hit a tower, or like pushing mid, getting caught, right? All those we will call throws, right? Yeah. Like I would write those down and be like, I threw because of this reason, right? Because we lost Baron, right? Let's see. Did we lose Baron? I think we lost Baron, right? Yeah, they got Baron, right? So it's like, oh, that's like really awkward, right? Because we shouldn't have lost it, right? So the idea, you had the right idea in terms of, oh, this is 3v5, but maybe we can one shot, right? So okay, sure, look for the one shot, but then if it doesn't work, you need to leave because you're all gonna lose. You're 100% gonna lose. Like, I can't even remember the last time I saw an example where a team tried to go for a one shot, didn't get it, and then still won. Right. Yeah. And I play this game for a living, and I watch a bunch of VODs and stuff. So that just goes to show that the rule is almost ironclad, right? Almost unbreakable, because it'll always happen, right? It's like essentially the game just works that way right now. So you should definitely, if you can't get the one shot, always pretend man advantage is gonna win, right? Yeah. Honestly, in solo queue, you don't even need to do anything fancy like one shot, unless someone on your team is inting and it's 4v5. Then you have to like sit in a bush or something. But most of the time in solo queue, all you have to do is just make sure you don't fight 4v5, right? And then you're good to go, right?
Okay, that's
like here too, right?
I will die when I do that.
Oh no. It's the same thing here, right? So I think maybe you're just tilted here or something, but yeah. It's the same idea, right? It's the same idea, because it doesn't seem that bad. It's like, oh, what can they get when they kill you? Like, oh, maybe not much, maybe tower, maybe your camps, whatever. But think about it this way: what if you had taken this time to take all the camps and push out lanes, or you could have hidden a bush and caught Jin, or anything like that, right? It kind of removes any opportunity we had to play the game because you died, right?
I even told my friend that's a pretty dumb idea, and we still went.
Oh shit! They actually got the inhibitor, yeah. The idea is that is exactly what I thought, right? We're really strong, but we do some kind of throw that gives away our advantage, right? And that's kind of the issue here, is making sure we don't make poor decisions, right? Yeah. Let's go on in this fight. Look, team fighting is good, right? I think that fighting overall, sure, we talked about like 2v2s and don't miss your stuff and don't get hit, but overall, I think it's fine, right? It's not what's throwing the game, if that makes any sense. Yeah. I think the decision-making areas are what's holding us back,
My damage output is almost every game the highest. So,
right.
Yeah.
So we have no problems with that, right? It's just making sure we don't do some crazy stuff like who are you gonna one shot here? Okay, maybe we can one shot this guy and get out.
Yeah.
Okay, now you need to leave. Ah, there we go. That was a great example. Oh, you tried to stay. You see that? Trying to stay, you're gonna die, right? That's the. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can look for the one shot. Good. Now you need to leave, right? Unless you have equal numbers now, but you definitely don't have equal numbers.
I want for the next guy too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Kind of went good, but yeah.
Right. It's not always gonna go good. Oh my god, you got him too. Oh my, you're gonna get them all. Oh, he's gonna press E, and you're gonna be very sad. Oh, you got him. You killed him, I think. Okay, overall good, but it's the same kind of idea. Is that this is guaranteed right here because you have a pink ward, right?
Yes.
So, is this guaranteed? This fight right here, if you keep going, and how do you know?
Only it's man advantage from them, and only if I play it perfectly and they play it poorly. So,
well, how do you play perfectly with no abilities? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's the idea. I think it's very interesting because I haven't seen this in a while, but you like to make a lot of mechanical plays that can beat, that can be the exception to the rule, is what I'm saying, right? So I'm not saying this is wrong. What I'm saying is that if you want to do something like this, you have to plan it out down to the last detail, right?
Yes.
So when you, for example, when you're camping a bush and you want to one-shot someone, you have to know exactly how you're going to do it, right? So you'd say, I'm going to Q, then W, then E, or something like that.
Yeah.
You have to know the exact order.
I told my friend here just ult her, so she can't even press her R. And
Perfect. So you can do the first stage really well. And then what comes after is like you keep trying to fight, but we kind of forgot that we still need to do that for all these other guys. So can you come up with a plan to beat these other guys now? Like the one shot was very easy to come up with, right? Now how about these guys? I have no idea, right? So you gotta leave, right? Let's say, what do we need to dodge?
The Darius pull.
Right, agreed.
And the Jin W, and Olaf. Maybe
Olaf axes, right? So it's like if we use ulti to dodge that, then we kind of just lose our ulti for nothing. It's just, it doesn't seem very, I cannot come up with a way for you to win 2v3, much less 2v4, right? So if you cannot come up with a way, you can't do it, right?
Yeah,
so
I just thought that I run up into my jungle, so they chase me and I have all my feathers and just press E and they all are dead, but yeah.
Right, it's not always going to work out like that, right? So this is what I want you to work on, is this idea that do not fight 4v5. Do not fight when you have less people, okay? Unless you have a very specific way of one-shotting someone, you don't fight, right? Because even though this turns out really well, the last 2 times or 3 times you did this, we kind of lost tower, lost baron, and lost inhibitor, right? In that order, I think. So even though this play goes well, it's like what was that? What do we get? We actually didn't even get their inhibitor because the other stuff set us behind so much. You know what I mean? That's the idea. Is just we need to make sure we're not throwing the game. I think that's the priority because it shows that you can make these plays like this, but you need to increase the success rate of this because every time it doesn't work is like major throw, and every time it does work is a major swing play for you. It's really good, right? But if it doesn't work, then not only did you guys like lose out on XYZ, but your team's gonna be tilted as well, right? So I think we need to focus on the basic rules. Okay, so if you want to break the rule of 4v5 or whatever, you need to make sure you have everything planned out, right? And then if you can't plan it out, stick to man advantage. The idea of man advantage, right? More people is win, less people is lose, right? That's what I want you to think. Now we can talk about team fighting because this is the team fighting. What's going on here? Wow. This is just what face, right? Is there anything you could have done here?
So the Anivia just didn't R at all.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
perfect
pretty.
position for her and me to throw all my feathers, and if they walk up, they are all dead. So I don't know. I just was kind of mad because Rakan can ult in, Anivia can R, and yeah, they are all pretty much dead. But
Yeah.
no one does.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that because it's just not. It'll. We don't care about what everyone else is doing,
yeah,
right? It's true. Oh, sure. Maybe she can wall someone off, or maybe she can like do some basic team fighting. But
yeah,
if they don't, then it's whatever, right? The idea is that we just care about what we're working on, right?
yeah,
So I think for you, just 100% all decision making is what we're looking at, right? So
yes,
when you see this, you need to ask yourself, is this a good fight? Is this a bad fight? How many people, right? So the first question is how many people?
yeah. We are five, and
And there are five,
one of yeah
right?
five. Yes.
So the next question is this engage good or bad?
This was kind of bad. I knew this we should get out, so I just tried to come and help so they don't get all killed.
Perfect. I agree, 100%. Right? It looks bad. We need to get out. So,
Yeah,
the fact that you don't try and hit anyone is very good because you guys would have lost. Right? You just need to leave. Right? Is the idea. So that's really good. And then how about this fight? How many people are in this fight?
we are four, and they are four too.
Right. So this is still fine, right? As long as you don't get super bad engage, or as long as you guys get super good engage, you can win, right?
Yeah.
That's all. That's all we need to work on for decision making, right? That's what I want you to think. First, numbers. Second, how good is the engage, right? That's all you need to worry about, right? Because every time we do something other than that, I think it gets dicey. Okay, Baron ping. Okay, looks good. Okay, free Baron. Where's Kha'Zix? Uh-oh. I think you can do it without him.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Olaf got here too late. You got... Okay. First question is what?
Get out.
Numbers. First thing you consider is numbers, right? How many numbers?
Four, and they are five.
Right. So the first thing you think is you need to leave. And the second thing is...
Walked up. So
Right, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And then he if he's dying, maybe you can try and help him. Oh, he's dead, right? So you're out. You leave his ass. Sure, that's fine. Good. Right, that's the idea. So far, we've been playing pretty clean the last like 4 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So notice that the game has gone significantly better just by us playing better, right? So it's like here's the way solo queue works, right? If you get caught, your team is gonna die, right? And then if your team dies, you can make sure that you can damage control. You know what I'm saying? Like if you die, you can't trust them to damage control, right? So it's like it's gonna be an avalanche of mistakes, right? But if they die, you can stall. You can like make it okay, right? So even though Anivia died, they got nothing, right? But let's remember the times when we died, they would like get a million things because they killed our team as well. That's kind of the idea in solo queue is that we need to make sure we're perfect, or we're playing excellent, right? We go not perfect. We don't go for perfect. We go for clean, right?
Yes.
As clean as possible. So it just goes to show that whenever we make a mistake, it's just something to look at, right? And if our team makes a mistake, we don't care because all we care about is making sure it doesn't get worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's see what's going on here though. Okay, you guys are trying to siege. Maybe you can siege with a Nivea wall or Okay, looks okay. This is average. Oh, baby. Oh, this is good, right? We consider this looks good to me. All you have to do is just flash away from this guy. Oh, what happened here? Okay, fine. See, no problems with mechanics, right? I think.
Yeah.
So how come this fight? How come this fight wasn't 100% your favorite, even though we played super well?
45.
Right, you already know. We could talk about how you could play this mechanically, but I don't think we really have to. I think it's fine, right? We actually died in the last Jin shot, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think that this is fine considering that it was 4v5, right? But we definitely don't want to be fighting this. Honestly, this is pretty much as good as you can get it to be. So I wouldn't worry about this.
Yes.
If you want to talk about, you know, what we could have done better, up to this point is really good, and then we can kill Jin here, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We press W, so that's why we go for it. He just somehow killed us. Let me see this. Oh, baby. These crits.
Yeah.
Right, so not much you can do except, you know, 4v5, right? It was all down to we needed to play slower. Like, we needed to get out here because we don't have a teammate, right?
Yeah.
Everyone needs to lead. We're so strong though. We're like killing everyone. Yeah, this is not much you can do. It's just 4v5, right?
Yeah.
Not much to talk about. It's just sure. I think the mechanics are really good too. We don't not much to improve on from a mechanics standpoint, right? Maybe you could have used your ulti to dodge something, whatever. Overall, there's not much better you could have done, right? Except we could have decided to not go for Jin. But honestly, if I were in your position, I would consider it too, right? If you can one-shot Jin, you'd go for it. But yeah, it's just 4v5, right? So I don't know what to tell you. You're just missing a guy. Okay, this fight. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. Does this fight look good or bad?
Yeah.
Or not sure? Good, bad, not sure.
Bad.
Why is it bad?
He missed his ult. We can't follow up. Kha'Zix is yeah, almost there.
Well, it looks kind of good, right? And they're like cut off from their team.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but let's say if it's bad or not sure. If we consider it bad or not sure, our goal is to play slow.
Yeah.
Right. So you're playing for value, right? So, you know what I mean by play slow, right?
Yes.
Right. So get maximum value. Oh, what's going on here? Get as much value as possible. Oh, baby. Oh, he just died. Oh, okay. We need to all run. You need to leave, I think. Oh, okay. You can heal up off this Darius, sure.
Yes.
Are you gonna die to Jin Flash or anything like that, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Salvaged it.
When he flashes, I just press R immediately.
Okay. Let's talk about this though. When you see, if you think it's bad or not sure, you need to play slow, right? So how do we play slow in this case?
Don't walk up.
Yeah, right. Don't walk up. You need to You're here to follow up on someone, hit the closest guy, unless you can see a play that works, right?
Yeah.
So I think we just take a million damage from like Xayah ulti and Jin E. Right, we already have health, so we'll consider that like a team fighting mistake, right? So your job is literally be in the back line unless you know 100% it's gonna work. Like, let's take a look. Watch Anivia, right? It's the same. You and Anivia have the same job, right? So what happened to you and Anivia here?
Oh, he just got that.
Right, the carries have no health somehow, right? So your job is essentially stay in the back line and then hit the closest guy when it's safe. Right. Yeah. So we're in the back line right now, right? And then can we hit them without getting punished?
No, probably not.
Why is that? What's the punish? That's what you have to look for.
Xayah, R, Morgana, Q, and Root.
Right, agreed. So do we want to use our ulti for that?
Yeah, we could. Why not?
I would say probably not, right? Because how do you catch them? You know what I'm saying? You can like R in this direction, so maybe, but it doesn't seem 100% to me, right? That's what we're looking for. Is a 100% play, right?
Yeah,
so if it's not obvious, it's not something.
To cut Xayah off, but he had black shield anyways.
Right, exactly, and she flashed, right? So if you had used an ulti here, it would have been really poor, right?
Yeah.
So that's the idea, is that you want to make sure it's 100% good, right? So if you had hit this guy, so here's another thing that we didn't watch out for is what about Darius flash E, right? Then we'd have to QSS R or something like that, and then it could get really dicey after that, because he could flash after you, and then we have nothing else. So it's just something to consider is in team fights play safer, I think. Like in terms of if I hit the closest guy, I can't be punished, right? That's what you want to be. That's what you want to be thinking. Because you and Anivia kind of like this is like a 3v5 almost, right? Kha'Zix is actually just like killing everyone somehow. So this is really weird. If Anivia didn't have her passive or whatever, that would be a really what face play. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's the general trend is decision making is all you need to work on, right? It's just one thing. Don't worry about mechanics. I think overall it's fine. It's just the idea of not fighting when there's more people and making sure you dodge before you hit, right? Because even though the 2v2 example bot is earlier in the game, it's still the same concept, right? Now in the late game, it's just faster, right? If you get hit, you lose the game, right? Before in lane, if you get hit, you lose like 80% HP or something, so not the end of the world. But now you're gonna lose the game if you get hit. So it's even more important to kind of focus on this idea of don't get hit. Always dodge before you attack, right? Always make sure you. What's the saying? Secure yourself from defeat before you attack, right? Isn't that how the art of war? Isn't that what the art of war says? Oh, sorry, it's the same thing here, right?
Yeah.
Oh God! Wait! Let's watch.
That was pretty dumb. I don't know. I just walked up and yeah.
Same thing with the Xayah route though, right? We can even talk about the Xayah route here. You have to have a plan for, because it's like, you know you can kill him, right? I think I can see what's going through your mind is that you want to press W, two-shot him.
Yes, right.
But you're going to get hit before you can kill him.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
So this is what I want you to work on in terms of mechanics, right? Anything, if you want to work on anything mechanical, you want to ask yourself, what do I have to dodge first? Yes. And then you dodge it before you auto attack. Okay, this is what I want you to do. What the advanced players do is that they'll cancel the autos to bait people to throw shit at them, and then they'll dodge it. Right? You always have to dodge first, though. Okay, always dodge first before you hit something, because otherwise something like this will happen, right? And then you could have turned into we could have won the game to we might lose the game. Right. Yeah. And then the second thing you should definitely work on is the 4v5. Right. I just want you to never 4v5. I know that you can win at least half of them, right? Looking at this game, but trying to do it in the first place is what's putting you in these bad positions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like these two concepts, I think, cover most of your mistakes. I think in these games, right? The first is don't get hit, and the second is don't fight 4v5, right? Because even though you're trying to outplay them mechanically, you're doing okay. There's just more people. Yeah. Right? What can you do? And we also got there's honestly not much you can do, right? Because there are more people. He just flashes in your face. He doesn't even auto you. He autos your con first, right? So that goes to show how like it wasn't even close. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So never. You just gotta stop the 4v5s, right? Stop the. It's not even 4v5. It's like 2v5. I think. If you have less people, never fight. That's what I want you to think, because I think it's just becoming a bad habit. Right, because every time sometimes when it works, you're like, dude, I'm so good, we can do it every time. That used to be me, okay? Yeah. That used to be me, and I was like stuck for the longest time, right, in Diamond. So you need to make sure that this never happens, right? Yeah. Never 4v5, right? Never fight with less people. I think is the major problem. And then the second problem is you need to make sure you're dodging their important abilities before you attack. Yes. Okay, because I think you fall for that one, I think every time, right? Because they're gonna throw the thing at you and you know it, but you try and hit them with a W anyways, right?
I saw your coaching with another guy where you said that he should dodge with Xayah ulti any crucial abilities like Malphite ulti or Orianna.
Right. So that guy.
Next game I kind of improved. That's game 2. I don't know. We won
this one.
Yeah, that's this game.
Okay, let's take a look. Oh, is it the same duo partner?
Yeah, that's the same. I always play with him.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Same thing, level 1 though. You probably want to go and try and kill him, but if you don't, sure, it's fine. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, see, you already know you can do this shit. Look, oh, but okay, yeah. You can always go first though. That's what I want you to think next. Is that you can go first because look at that damage. Wait, is that this patch or is that last patch?
Last patch.
Okay. Maybe it might be different this patch, but you know that's exactly what I was expecting on Xayah last game. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to let him go first, right? Because here's the reason why he doesn't have to go first. Is if you press W on him, if he stands still to fight you, he loses. Right?
That's actually true.
If he runs forward, he loses, right? So what direction can he go?
Yeah, that's true.
You can only go backwards. So if he flashes, you guys flash after him. Over, right? It's checkmate. So that's why you can go first. Is if Rakan is in range, you can go first, right? Because you've already checkmated him at that point. I can only run in one direction. All right, so I think let's watch the post laning stuff, or let's watch the more important parts, because I think we're actually getting out of lane with a lot of advantages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all we have to do is make sure we don't throw. You know?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. You nice try. Let's actually watch this real quick. Probably could have done faster. Don't worry about it. I think you had the good look, right? Very good, very good. If you want to like go back and look at that, it's like all you have to do is Q the instant Rakan presses R or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, you don't have to care about that. That's not important, right? That's not what's holding you back. You know what I'm saying? Missing a kill there is not what we need to worry about. You have really good CS this game, so that's really good. Nice Lux binds. You guys are trying to dive. Sure, you have more people, so this is free. Should be okay. Yep, very nice. All in is too strong against Lex support. I don't know why people pick that shit, but okay. Let's talk about this too. What lane do we want to go to?
Top.
And why?
Because take the tower, Herald is up, and then we can after go mid and take mid tower.
Right, same idea. Another argument you can make is you can go bot because you're winning so hard. You can push bot and run in their jungle. You can make that argument too, but you just need to know what you want to do. So I think if you say you want to go bot, you better be pushing all the way to their tower, right? Good. And then what's going on here? Amumu's top. So yeah. This is a common trend, isn't it? When they're like hiding in a bush and then you like walk forward. So against I'm not sure what to tell you, except if you don't see them on the map, right? After you before you even like push this wave, ask yourself where are they right now?
Yeah.
Right. Honestly, I think that even though it is a problem, it's not your biggest problem. So I would say keep that in the back of your head, but
yes.
Don't actively focus on it until the other stuff is better, right? Because even though we get hit by that stuff, we still haven't died to it, which is really funny. We got hit by that stuff, but we haven't died to it yet.
I wanted to stay bot. Now I know why I wanted to stay bot. I actually wanted to stay bot because the next Inferno is up in a minute.
Okay, I think that's fine.
I think I posted or typed that in the chat.
That's fine. You get the Inferno.
Now we go.
Base, go top. Sure, that's good. Oh, so far so good. This is essentially a very clean game in terms of outcome, right?
Yeah.
This is all we want. This is all we need, right? We don't need to do anything crazy to win solo queue. Oh, here we go. What's going on here? How many people?
They are 4 maybe. I don't know who's what side. I don't see that.
Well, let's just say they're all missing. So,
yeah,
but we have awards, so we can see how many people there are. So this is gonna be like 2, 3, maybe 4. So you guys should win this, right? Based on numbers only, we should win this, right?
Yes.
That's all. We don't care how mechanics go. It literally doesn't matter, right? As long as you're not like throwing Ashe ulti into the fountain, you're gonna win every time you have more people, right? Like look how easy this was. You don't have to do anything, right? All you just like you could probably just auto attack and win this, right? Yeah. So even though this is really good ulti, the real reason why you guys just like slaughter them is because you just have more people, right? So that's what I wanted to focus on, is this idea that more people always win. Okay, more people always win unless one shot, right? Yeah. Like that Jax came bot, even though it's technically a 2v3, you one shot that Jax, right? So I really want you to focus on this idea, because this is the only thing that could, screw you over. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna one shot this guy too with your E. Oh, what happened here?
Yeah, he flashed. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, and then it's good that you tried to leave. You can't help this because you have no abilities. Oh, maybe you can. I would still leave because there are more people, right? People are dying. Oh my god, how did this Riven not kill everyone? What? Imagine if she flashed W'd, triple kill, right? Yeah. So that's the idea, is that you need to leave. You need to leave when you have less people.
I told my my friend, we should immediately leave, but they all kept going and going. I don't know.
If they keep going, you leave. I don't. It doesn't matter what they do. You just gotta spam back ping. You're out. Like you know, if you know you should leave, you should just leave, right? Yeah. And then if they say you're wrong, you just like mute them, and then if you want to take a look, go back and watch it, right? That's what I do. Is was I wrong? I always check to see if I was wrong, and most of the time it's just a monkey play, you know. So yeah, you always play in the way you think is right. Oh, okay, one shot. Oh, he's gonna get away. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he's gonna get away, right? Oh, what the hell? That doesn't do any damage. Okay, well, push, sure. You're going for another one shot potential. Sure. Nice try. You actually can get this. Okay, no, it's out. He's out. Oh, yeah, he's out. He's definitely out. Yeah. You could have ultied his ult, but whatever. But this is still the actually 2 people died bot, so this is okay, right? We know this is okay because Tristan has no HP and 2 people are bot, right? Yeah. But it's the same idea. Is you need to count before you do anything like this. I'm not sure if you counted, if you checked the map or anything, but I think it seems like you don't check the map when you do something like this, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Always check the map first, right?
Yeah.
Count. The first thing, most important thing is numbers of people, right? Second most important thing is was the engage good? Is this a good fight or a bad fight, right? And if you're not sure, you play slow. That's it. That's all you gotta do. It's an easy checklist, right? Do you think? Is that an easy checklist?
Yeah, that's easy one. I don't know. I kind of feel like I sometimes really do. I check the map before I do anything, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm too lazy to do it. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, that's kind of awkward. Yeah, definitely. Like, we're trying to make this a habit, right? So that you always do this checklist before you fight or anything like that. So if you keep doing it over and over and over again, then you won't have to feel lazy about doing it because it'll just become a habit, right? Yeah. It'll be harder to not do it than it is to do it. Oh my god, one shot, easy. You guys just do the Baron. This game is like super free, right? We haven't made any mistakes. So look how well this game is going, right? And the reason why there's a correlation between how well you do and how easy the game is because your team doesn't have to do anything, right? As long as you're basically covering any kind of mistake your team could be doing, right? Or you're punishing all the mistakes the enemy is doing, right? We can even do stuff like this and it's gonna work, right? Because we're so far ahead. That's why it's so important for us to not make mistakes. Because if we don't make mistakes, the game is either gonna go okay or it's gonna go really well. And if we make a mistake, it's just doom. Okay, that's what I want you to think. It's either it's out of our hands, right? We just depend on our team to carry us. So this is very clean. 100% win. You play like this every game. You're gonna win every single game. I promise, right? This is what we want it to look like, right? Is that if people are chasing you for the 2v3, you're kiting, playing slow. If you wanna 4v5, you don't 4v5. One shot is like a maybe because I think we're really focused on trying to get it, but it doesn't work half the time. So I think you just stick to the man advantage idea, okay? And then dodge first, right? I think this Lux honestly just like didn't even throw shit at you, but with the Xayah and the Morgana example, right? Pretend you're them. What are they gonna do? They're gonna throw their abilities at you, right? That's what you would do, right? So that's the idea. Is these two concepts is check the man advantage first, right? Before you do anything. And then the second idea is whenever you're fighting, always dodge first, okay?
Yes.
Always make sure you dodge first. I think these two ideas are enough for you to build upon, right? Like, League isn't about how many things you can learn. It's about how well you can focus on the basics, right? Let's say you're a player who never fought 4v5 and never got hit by a single ability, right? Yeah. That would be an insane player already. So that's what we're really trying to focus on. Is we need to plug these two weaknesses, I think.
So no more 4v5s.
Yes, never. Unless it's literally, unless you can plan out the one shot. Okay, that's the only time you can plan out every single move. And then if you cannot plan it out, you back off, right? Because I think whenever you do the one shot, you like kind of stick around because you're not sure if you can fight or not. You just leave. Yeah. Right? Your first goal is to back off unless you can see something better, right? So unless you can like literally explain it to someone else, you don't do it, right?
All right.
That's what I want you to think. Okay. Number 45, and then always dodge first, right?
Yeah.
That's how I want you to think. Yeah, like this like if you play like this game every time, it'll be like perfect, right? Essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just hard stuck plat 5 for about 100 games, so I don't know. I saw all of your videos and I improved a lot. So I don't know, but I'm still in plat 5. I just don't know why. Because I think I play way better than plat, but I am still here.
You do. You play way better than your counterpart, except when you throw. That's what I think,
Yeah,
right? And when you all it takes is one throw, and they got banned, right?
Yeah,
So
that's probably the only difference, because they kind of don't throw, but I'm the only one who keeps throwing.
I mean, I want to call it trolling. I would just call it, honest mistake, right?
Yeah.
Just focus on that part of your gameplay, right? Because that's the only thing I think you need to fix, just from these two games, right? If you play, I think these two games are a good indicator of how you play, right? It's just make sure that we plug our weaknesses, and you're good to go, right? Because everything else, you're better than your counterpart, right? From what I saw, it looks pretty good against the Jin, against the Tristana. You definitely outclassed them in those aspects. It's just that you didn't see the Jin trying to 3v5 and then he died and you got Baron, right? It was the opposite. It was the opposite way around. So that's the only thing you need to work on, I think.
All right.
Those two things, I would say, because that second one is very important for team fights. Is making sure you dodge first, because that can actually lead you to team fights. So 4v5, no more fighting with less people, and then for team fights or any kind of fighting, dodge first. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Sounds good. Oh, do you? Here's let me see if I can pull up an example of a clear example.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have a post saved here. Okay, here we go. When I say dodge first, I mean that I know that you say, you have highest damage every game, and that's obviously good for an AD carry, right?
Yeah.
But you don't actually have to do damage to win a fight.
I don't see the screen. It's frozen, I think.
Wait, you can. I'm scrolling, right? Can you see this?
No, it's frozen.
Oh, what? Okay, let me let's see. Reshare. Strange. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. This is an old example, but the concept is the same, right? Yeah. Is you need to make sure you dodge first. So I'm playing Ashe. What do I dodge in this fight?
Fizz ulti? Maybe.
We haven't dodged anything yet, right?
Oh yeah, his E.
Right. So that's one.
Brand W, I guess. I don't know.
Right. So in this example, there's the Fizz E, right? And then the Brand W, the Brand Q, and Nami ulti, right? So how much damage did we output in this fight?
Not maximum damage, but we enough because we played safe.
Right. Is that how one-sided was this fight? Would you say?
That's pretty one-sided because they didn't hit anything.
Exactly, right? So that's the idea, is that you don't even have to do damage. You just need to make sure that you don't get hit, and then you hit when possible, right? This is kind of the idea. Let me see if there's another example. Just another one. Oh no, that's not a good one. Okay, well, wait, let me see. There's another one, actually. Have you seen these posts that I made, by the way?
No, I didn't see anything.
Okay. They might help you, they might not help you, but you can take a look. Yeah. This is another example of we don't need to do any damage to win, right? So in this example, figure out how many things I dodge in terms of CC.
Probably the Jack stun, the TF stun.
Right, so if you dodge, you win, is the kind of idea I want you to think. Right? Dodge is always win, okay? Because if you get hit, you can never win, honestly. So
you can't deal damage by your stun.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So if there is a way to win, it's through not getting hit, right? Unless you have like QSS or something like that. But 99 times out of 100, you're not gonna want to get hit, right?
So I'm kind of too aggressive.
Right. You just always try to hit first, right?
Yeah.
We need to reverse the order, right? Is don't get hit first, and then you can hit, right?
Yeah.
That's what it should look like, right? I think that this is secondary to the man advantage stuff, because even if you don't get hit in man advantage, they're just gonna run you down with point and click, right?
Yeah.
So make sure that's there first, and then if you have problems team fighting, this is it. This is what I think it'd be, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, these two things in order of priority, right? Number of people first.
Yeah. Right.
What do you think? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know what to improve on.
Any questions? You want to go back and review anything?
Just one question. If Xayah Rakan is banned, what should I play?
Oh no!
What's a good combination? I thought about Morgana Caitlyn.
Yeah, Morgana Caitlin's really good, right?
Or Twitch Jenna.
I would say Twitch Jenna is more risky in terms of if they pick something to win lane, you guys could be very sad, right? Yeah. So I think Caitlyn Morgan is really good, but I think Caitlin's being banned. Honestly, whatever you like to play, I think right now we're seeing like Kaisa, we're seeing some Jinx, we're seeing Ezreal, we're seeing Caitlyn. What else is there? We're seeing Jhin. You can play Jhin if you like Jhin. I don't know. But yeah.
I feel like my strengths are in kiting. So Jhin, I don't know.
Kiting, okay. You can try.
I'm actually pretty good with Vayne, but I just lose every game.
Vayne? Yeah, Vayne's not very good right now, so don't pick that. I would say Caitlyn's not a bad pick. If she's not banned in your games, you should try her out.
I just feel like if I'm fed with hate, I can't do things what I can do with Twitch or Vayne. Just go on somebody and one-shot them.
Right, that's not your job as Caitlyn, right? Yeah. That's not how she functions. So if you want to one-shot someone, you can try Twitch. It's just that I think he's a kind of unique ADC to play. I'm not sure how he is right now. Yeah. So, other than Xayah is kind of unique in the sense that she can get up front and like one-shot people, right? So,
Kate is fine.
Oh yeah, you could try Kate. Honestly, just try him out because I don't know how many of them you're trying here, but if Xayah is banned, try something out until you find something that's fun, right? Yeah. And then you stick with that. That's my advice.
All right. Do you think Xayah Rakan is still strong?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it yet. But the nerfs seemed pretty decent, right?
Pretty big, I guess.
All right, I would agree. Right, no more of that level 1 stuff. That was, that's an interesting thing to put in the game. But I think that might be nerfed enough. So I'm not sure.
She has she's the 10 highest ADC now, win rate.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, she was the first, or maybe.
Damn.
So
yeah.
Just don't know.
Interesting.
Anymore.
You can keep trying her. Let me know how it goes. But if you do want to pick up different AD carries, I would say find an AD carry you look up to and copy his champion pool. That's kind of what I do, right? Or you can make up your own pool by finding whatever you think is fun. Right, that's always important because if you play something you think is not fun, then it's like, why are we playing, right?
That's true.
So yeah, those are my 2 cents.
All right, thanks, man.
No problem. Any last questions before we call it a day?
No, it's fine.
All right, cool. I'm going to upload to YouTube, send it to you, and good luck on your games. Let me know how they go.
Yo, I will.
All right, have a good one.
Yo, bye.